and say a very warm welcome indeed to our meeting today on Wednesday, June the 12th. We're getting ever closer to that beach, which I wish I was able to say I was really looking forward to, but they're miles away from us and it's probably raining. I'm Mike Kwasniak. You won't know me by now. I'm a photographer based in the UK, and I'm pleased to be hosting today's session and to welcome you wherever you are at this moment on the planet. Sheeta will be moderating as usual. And Sheeta, was there anything that you wanted to add at this moment?
Other than welcome everyone and thank you for coming today.
And I know that Eckhart wanted to say a few words about Jerry, so I'm just going to stop my share for a moment and hand you the whole screen, Eckhart.
I appreciate that. Yes, I am I'm saddened to have to report to all of you that our previous former president, Jerry King, has passed away recently. I joined Naples MUG about 12, 13 years ago, I believe, and I had just moved from the PC level to Mac. And the reason why I joined Naples MUG was I lived in Naples at the time, and there was a weekly column in the local newspaper that was Jerry King's column, and he addressed Macintosh issues. And it was so well written, and he also promoted Naples MUG as an organization that I decided to join. And in those days, Jerry King was president of Naples MUG. He had been president for quite a number of years at the time. He was very involved, led a lot of the weekly meetings, and was really responsible for the kind of organization we are today. He retired, maybe, I don't know exactly when, but a few years prior to the pandemic when George Rubin took over. And Jerry was our president emeritus. He stayed involved. He was always active on the message board. He was a man who really cared, who really designed, I think, in many ways, the kind of organization we are today. And I'm very sad to hear and to tell you that he had passed away. He was a wonderful man, and I think we will miss him. And I just know that the newer members, since we became a virtual organization, probably don't know much of him, if anything of him, but we still have a large number of members who reside in Naples or snowbirds coming to Naples who remember Jerry King very well. So I did want to use a minute or two to mention his passing. And we will never forget Jerry. He was a wonderful man. Thank you.
Thank you. Just get back to my shared screen. Thanks, Eckhart. Just a little reminder, as always at this point, that all the information you'll ever need to find about Naples Mac User Group can be found on our website at naplesmug.com. As usual, and this week I remembered to do it. As usual, I've set up a new thread on the message board specifically for Jeff's meeting today. So if you have any questions or comments after the meeting that you'd like to make, seek out the WWDC thread. And this is just for good housekeeping. It just keeps everybody's stuff together and makes it easy to find. So if you can help with that, that would be lovely. Thank you. Few announcements. First of all, there was a bit of a change of ideas yesterday about the forthcoming beginners classes, which take place this Saturday and the following Saturday. We decided to open it to everybody. So if you know people that you would like to invite along, guests will be just as welcome as they are to our Wednesday meetings. Same deal, we'll just ask guests to identify themselves so that we know who's coming along. But if you know people who you think might benefit from coming along to these beginners sessions, and of course who might subsequently become members of NMUG, we'd be delighted if you would invite them along. So that's 10 a.m. for Mac OS this Saturday morning. I've kind of just said that, haven't I? But you know by now, we love guests. We love guests, and obviously, the more guests that join us, the more chances there are that new members will join. So please keep up the good work, and please keep inviting your friends along to our meetings. Quick mention of this, I do it every week, but I know that some people won't find out because they won't see the recordings and stuff. But from the beginning of next season, from the very first meeting in September, we'll be generating new Zoom links for each individual meeting. So please bear that in mind. So don't start copying and pasting this season's address into next season's, because it won't work. Next week, I'm really excited about this. So I know Muffy's with us today because I just saw her. And I've got a bit of copy that I'd like to read you about Muffy. Muffy's an award-winning artist who utilizes a blend of computer and photography to create traditional style wax and dye resistant paintings using an ancient process known as batik. Mixed media artworks and photographic images. But what you might not expect is the crucial role that Apple products play in the foundation of her creative process. And I meant to do this while I was talking, but I forgot, so I'm going to do it now instead. Her work is absolutely beautiful. It's all on silk, absolutely astonishing colors. I see from her full-length biog that they've been sold absolutely all over the planet, I believe. So that's next Wednesday and should be very exciting. And that just brings me to Jeff and to say welcome back, Jeff. It's very good to see you. I look forward to seeing your cat too during the session, if that's possible. Jeff writes about technology and related topics for companies of all sizes, and he's a tech blogger, podcaster, author, and public speaker. He's presented at Macworld Expo, MacStock 360 IDEF. I don't even know what that is. RSA conferences, several WordCamp events, and many other conferences. And you can find him on several podcasts, including The Mac Show, The Big Show, Mac Voices, In Touch with iOS, Mac OS, Ken, and more. I'm surprised you'd find time to do anything else. And with that, I'm going to stop my share and hand the floor to you. Let me just remove Eckhart's spotlight.
That was quite an introduction. And wow, that sounds like an impressive guy. I kind of want to meet him. You said that you're surprised that I can find the time to do this. Well, first, I have no life, so it fits in just fine. And you rattled off a ton of podcasts, and so I feel obligated to let all of you know that I've actually started yet another show, and this one is called Retro Rewatch, and I'm doing this show with Patrice Brendamore. And the premise of the podcast is she found out that I had never seen any episodes of Stargate SG-1, and see, that's exactly the response. And so the solution to this problem was, well, let's start a podcast where Jeff has to watch every single episode. And so we're doing this show where she has seen the series several times. I'm watching episodes for the first time, and then we talk about the episodes from the perspective of someone who has seen all of this before, and me, who is new to the whole franchise. And turns out there's a lot of shows I missed. So if we get out of the vibe with SG-1, there are plenty of other shows out there that we can watch. So we'll have content for a long time. Anyhow, so now I guess what that translates to is I'm being forced to watch cool TV shows. So, yeah. So anyhow, thank you for inviting me. And wait, we're talking about WWDC today. I really thought this was bring your cat to work day, but that's okay. We can do this. No, all right. So, there's so much to talk about. Like, it is crazy how much there is to talk about in from this keynote. And I find it fascinating that I've encountered several people that said, wow, this is really boring. I couldn't even make it through it. There wasn't anything happening worthwhile in it. And I'm pretty sure they were not watching the same keynote that I was, because this one had significant announcements that will
Mm-hmm.
impact us for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
So that said, there's so much stuff. Are there any parts of the keynote announcements that we should just skip over? Like, does or for example, Apple Watch or Apple TV, or if there's something that we don't need to cover, let me know and we'll skip
Mm-hmm.
over it so we have time for other things.
Okay.
But that said, I am happy to give my take on all the operating system announcements, and of course, we will be talking about AI today, probably a lot.
Wonderful. Okay.
So, all right, well, then why don't we jump in? And if we hit an area, Sheeta, where you think we can just move on, let me
Mm-hmm.
know, and I'll roll
I
with
will
it.
do that. I will do
Okay.
that. Okay.
So, let me grab there we go. Now I have the right window open. There was so much I had to make an Omni outliner document to keep track of everything. I'm not kidding. It's like pages long.
There was a lot, and I'm excited.
Yes. So I will just briefly mention I loved the cold open sketch with Craig Federighi and the parachuting and the helmet that's shaped like his hair. I'm loving that Apple is able to take a lighthearted approach